言うことは一つだけ。絶対負けねえ。
How's it going, guys? This is Nothing Excess here to talk about a player analysis that was requested from most people who voted on the last poll. It was a player analysis for the Super Dreamfest from the Brian side, which included Santana, Schneider, and Hyuga. These are 3 Dreamfest characters that are pretty good. By that I mean that if you don't have one of the 3 and you're playing one of those 3 colors, you may want to like try to get them because they're incredibly good, and I'll kind of explain why, but for the most part, they are probably the best strikers in their color overall. So we're going to take a quick look at them right now. We're going to start, obviously, with Carlos Santana, the Canary Prodigy. He's currently the 5th best overall shooter of the game. Santana is one of the few players that makes green feel worth playing, honestly. It's basically him and Hino. There are a couple other ones that make the game feel really good. Misaki feels incredible, the Golden Duo Misaki, because his pass just succeeds no matter what. But those 3 basically are what makes green feel like green. It's like really strong in their individual categories, but no way of saving balls really. The defenders and all that are pretty nice, but what really makes green feel like green are their South American forward duo. He boasts a high 12,104 total shot out of the box. He pairs that with an incredible 9,092 dribble, 8,900 pass, and 8,672 intercept, and they're all things you're going to want because those are all things you can do. He's not without his faults. Of all the top 3 Super Dreamfest strikers, he's the one with the most damning one. His primary shot sucks. It's not that it's unusable, it's that it's a 265 shot for, it's a 465 shot for 475 stamina, which is basically 2018 Tsubasa Skywing shot. He has better shots that you can give him, and he does have really good skill support. So basically his pros are his huge shot power, and he's decent everywhere else. He has great skill support. He has a lot of S shots to pick from. He has an A dribble, an AEX intercept, a low cost S12, a 2-1, and 2-1-2s that are A level, an S air shot, and more. And he can be built a bunch of different ways, and his passive makes him strong in mono green. And now for cons, the reason it's good that he has plenty of those S shots to pick from is because Skywing shot sucks. It's not very good. He's basically a 4 skill slot character unless you really want to stick to Skywing shot. Now for limit break, I do shot power first, obviously, and then this is a matter of preference with strikers. If you think you're going to be dribbling a whole ton and you don't want to be fast to beat offside traps and stuff, then you can go dribble 22, speed 3, but I prefer speed 25. It gives you 500 dribble anyway, and frankly, it's basically good enough, and the increased speed on the field is worth it. As for his passing technique, 22 and 3, because you're going to teach him a 1-2 skill, and I'll show you what. He comes with one, but you're going to teach him one, just in case. Especially if you manage to get it early on in the game. Now, for his stats, as you can see, he's pretty much like 5,000 everywhere, except for dribble, speed, shot, and power, which are a little higher. That results in a 9,092 dribble, 12k shot, 8,900 pass, 8,700 tackle, 9,100 block, and 8,600 intercept. Now, a lot of you people are wondering, wow, his intercept's really bad. Why do people give him rolling interception EX? Well, it's because it's an AEX skill, so any amount of interception works. And since you're going to level his technique just a little bit, it's just a scooch better. He's also good at low balls, which is nice because he does come with an A volley. You can keep that A volley, but in this particular build, we did not. In this particular build, we focused on basically the way I play him, is that you give him either Golden Eagle shot or Golden Flying Drive shot. You could give him Twin Skyhawk shot if you're about that life, but not everyone will. And then you teach him New Brazil Football S version if you have it. It comes from a event Blue Santana that you could get at the same time where there was the High School Nita. Then there's also a Santana turn, which you should give him, and a Rolling Interception EX, which is obviously the EX intercept that was farmable earlier. Hino, the thing with Hino is that he can't enable himself, but the good thing about Santana is that he can. Basically because of the 1-2 and the Santana turn, he's just really good at that. And obviously with the rolling interception, you can just take the ball, and it's almost guaranteed, and you just score. Hino has power charge, and obviously access to forcible interception A, but those just aren't as strong as of options, and Hino's better spent just putting all his stamina into shooting, so there's that. Santana really, the good thing is that he can dribble and 1-2 his way forward. So he is a reliable finisher, and he's reliable to bring the ball up, and sometimes you'll use the new Brazil football and then pass the ball back to your other striker because maybe they're stronger, or maybe you don't want to spend all that stamina just quite yet. Now, there is an alternate build, and that is if you decide that you want to do Skywing Shot and you want to make him more of like a true forward that can only be a striker, keep Skywing Shot, give him the rolling jumping overhead kick if you have it, or find them an A or B overhead, and then you give him the A two-stage combination shot, then keep Santana turn Brazilian Golden Duo. I don't normally do these kinds of alternate builds, but if you do want something more like this, is also viable. It might be better for you if he's your primary striker and your other forwards more supportive. This means you're committing to Skywing Shot, which it's not unviable, but it sucks. It's so expensive, and it's so not strong. You'll see when I show you the other two forwards what I mean by that. But anyways, if you do this and you take all the S skills to 30, you'll be one of the scariest like Santanas in the Dream Cup, and you'll be horrifying to deal with. So just take full advantage of how strong he can get. In case you've noticed, by the way, all three of these will be forwards. All three of them are strikers, all three of them are SS, and all three of them are go for broke. So for Karl-Heinz Schneider, he's just Transcending Striker, the Transcending Striker. Wow, I bungled that one. Schneider comes at a time, or he came at a time where Red was really powerful, and so he just made them even stronger. And if you're playing Red Europe, boy was that crazy. He was basically been the king of PvP for a very, very long time. He's the third best shooter before buffs in the game at 12,112. I think he's only weaker than the Dream Collection Brian and Roberto Carlos. I think that's literally the only characters left that are stronger than him. So he's basically the strongest striker in the game. He's a little less flexible outside of shooting and dribbling than, say, Santana, but his incredibly powerful S shot, which is also very cheap, coupled with having him and having just enough skill support in all sorts of areas, really makes him frustrating to deal with if you are the opponent. He winds up being a strong and flexible player. He can stare down any defense and goalkeeper and run them over with sheer brute force. Pros, he has huge shot power and decent elsewhere. Oh, you're going to hear this a lot. Neo Fire Shot, though, is one of the best shots in the entire game. It's a 475 power, 435 stamina, 3 blow-away shot. That's a shot. That's the kind of shot they should have given Santana. They did not. He has access to an S pass and 2 A passes. He has 2 A dribbles, an AEX tackle, an A intercept, etc. A fire overhead kick, which is pretty okay. And his passive makes him really strong in mono red. I should mention that going back really briefly to Santana, his passive is plus 10% when played. When played with green percent. Oh my God. Type link green. The more green players you're playing with, the stronger he gets, up to 10%. He's type link red. The more red players you play with him, the stronger he gets, up to 10%. Now, his cons are that he doesn't have really a good 1-2 skill, so he can't quite enable himself, maybe like Santana can. You could give him Dramatic Combination, but if you do that, you gotta play Margus. He doesn't really have any S aerial options, either high or low, but air fire overhead kick's pretty strong. But he doesn't get any bonus to high or low ball, so it feels like basically he's only on the ground. So that's just something you have to keep in mind. For a limit break, same idea as Schneider, except that for him, I would maybe consider the dribble more. And it's possible that maybe you don't want the pass or the technique at all, so you might do 25 dribble, 25 speed, 25 shot, 25 block. That is perfectly viable. I like having the option of having fire pass because Red now has Brian. It now has Napoleon. It's always had Napoleon, Red Europe. And so sometimes you're not going to be in a good position to do something, so you'll want to actually get rid of the ball with a pass. And if you are in the air, it's better to have the option of the mix-up of am I going to pass or am I going to trap the ball, because he's pretty good at trapping the ball, as you'll see in a moment. So for his stats, he's got 1,073 stamina, as you can see. His dribble's high, his shot crazy high, tackle high, and speed high, and power high, and technique high. He's got a bunch of 6,000 or more. So what that results in is 9,400 dribble, 12,000 plus shot, 9,100 tackle, and then the rest are just kind of like in the mid to high 88, 85 to basically intercepts 8,500, even if it says it's not. And then we've got a bunch of other stuff here. As you can see, his offensive trap pretty okay. His tussling though for the ball against the defense is actually quite good. And so yeah, as you can see, Schneider pretty strong when it comes to stats. Now for his skill build, he's a lot easier to build. You're gonna keep the Kaiser shot. You're gonna keep the fire shot. You're gonna keep Kaiser step. You're gonna teach him the A Kaiser tackle EX if you have it, and if not, I would recommend maybe a the C version. You never know. The C version can come in handy, and then keep A flaming interception because it does give you another little like defensive option, and then S fire pass. The good thing about him is that you can sort of build him like you build an aggressive attacking midfielder. You take one of every skill that isn't a block, but the problem is that instead of taking a 1-2, you're taking a pass, which feels bad, man. Listen, don't make no mistake, okay? Don't. This unit doesn't really want to pass the ball to anyone else. You basically want to slam the ball into the back of the net, but sometimes, since you have Brian or Napoleon, sometimes it's better to give up the ball and use S fire pass to evade the defense. So remember that. A lot of people are going to be like, I could just slam my face into the phone and I gotta use my S99 S5 trillion Neo Fire Shot and just destroy everyone. And then you run into the guy near the top of the ranks who's playing S30 also on their blocks, and you're going to feel bad. So, S Fire Pass. Now finally we go to Kojiro Hyuga, Descending Raiju. Again, a forward striker SS, yes. Hyuga comes at a time when blue players were yelling, hooting, and hollering about the fact there's just no good top-tier blue strikers. Santana and Hino existed in green, Napoleon and Schneider existed in red, and blue had Nita. And everyone was like, "Oh, Nita sucks, Rivao's not good enough." And, I mean, Nita is not, like, a monster. He was still able to carry blue teams into wins, as long as you got really close to the goalkeeper. But he was actually one of the few characters that Greenzo, back in, you know, when Greenzo was still viable, he was one of the few characters that Greenzo felt real good about fighting against. So Nita had a lot of problems in that regard. Also, his shot just was never quite crazy enough. Blue needed a little bit of love. So here comes Hyuga armed with a 475 shot, which is Raiju, also a 490 volley that needs Jito, who's a Dreamfest character in blue, so he loves him. Both of these shots blow 3 people away, and they're crazy expensive. But hey, he's got 475 and 490 on his shot. Blue finally had a striker. Well, you know, as long as you were Blue Japan, because he only gets stronger with Japanese players. He has nationality link Japan as opposed to type link Blue. Type link Blue went to Xiao Jungang, who was the other Super Dreamfest character that was released with Santana. Anyway, since he only gets better with Japanese players, you better have a healthy mix of them for your blue squad for Hyuga to feel better about. Better have Tsubasa in there, you know, sprinkle in your Wakashimazu goalkeeper, you know, get like your big buff units like Sano and the blue Misugi and Yamada on the bench, and that way you don't have to play the crappy Misaki. That way you can play the good World Youth Misaki, who actually is good. Anyways, I digress. Pros, huge shot power, decent elsewhere. Man, I'm repeating myself. Raiju shot looks cool as hell, and it's really strong, even if it's expensive. He's a strong dribbler. He has an easy to get B dribble, but he comes with a good A1, so it's up to you which one. If you have a B60, maybe you pull off Tiger dribble and hold on to it while you level it up, you know, whatever. He comes installed with 2 killer S skills, and if you got him around the time where he was initially released, it's likely that you managed to get the volley black balls for him too, so he might be crazy strong right as soon as you get him. He has tons of skill support everywhere. It's just a lot of stuff to list. You know, his skill support's bonkers. Also, you can learn S overhead, which is nice. Now for the cons, both versions of Raiju are crazy expensive. His passive relies on Japanese players instead of blue ones, which is different to the other 2 top strikers in their colors. That's just like I said earlier, nationality link versus color link. Now, for the limit break, again, I did the standard 25 speed, 25-25 shot power at 22-3 pass technique. He's another character that you can not put anything into pass technique and instead take dribble. That's actually what I did. But again, blue has actually now so many crazy good strikers that maybe you want to dump the ball to Roberto. Maybe you're playing mixed blue and Morientes is up there. You want to give him the ball because he's in the penalty area. And Tiger pass is a really good way to do it. Okay? Be flexible. Now, you don't have to be flexible. You can tell me to go shove it and just go 25-25 dribble speed. And then just Tiger dribble your way into the goal and shoot. But remember, Tiger dribble has a foul rate, and Tiger Pass doesn't. So it is what it is. Either way, if you have like A80 Tiger Pass because you've been playing forever, maybe this is a non-issue, but it is, you know, whatever. I'm putting it out there. Stamina 1051, high dribble, high tackle, high shot, high power. That's pretty much it. Everything else is kind of like in the 5s. That results in a 9.3k dribble, 12k shot, 9k tackle, almost 9k block. And everywhere else, he's just kind of alright. His trapping is inexplicably a lot better. I do believe that this trap, I don't know if this trap listing is too low. I feel like I made a typo somewhere. His trap is too weak. Did I make a typo somewhere? I feel like his trap is actually 9931, guys. Please make sure that you go on Tsubasa that I am and blow me up by correcting me. I feel like the trap is wrong. I feel like this is incorrect. I think it's 9931. Anyways, as you can see, pretty good at trapping the ball, almost 10k, and that's actually important if you're in the box trying to get the ball. Although, with this build, you won't have to. S descending Raiju shot, S Raiju shot, S overhead tiger, A tiger dribble, A tiger pass. Listen, my guy, commit. Commit, my guy. Give them 3 S30 shots at every height so you can make people in the Dream Cup feel real uncomfortable with their life choices, okay? Make them feel bad. You got Hyuga, they didn't. Oh man, everything sucks. As long as you have the SR and SSR black balls, you can make your dreams come true. And Hyuga makes dreams come true. In Mono Blue Japan, this guy is basically a 9 unstoppable monster. He's going to win you games by himself. Imagine putting him together with Roberto. He gets 4%. You exchange 1% for another extra 4%. He's going to make up for the fact that you'll have to be playing like Wakashimazu or Yamada in the back. But listen, so long as you're winning, you're in good shape. Now, if you don't want to run the A Tiger dribble, you want to have B straight line dribble, that's okay. Going not dribble, or as most people like it, or Chokusenteki dribble, whatever it is it's called in Japanese. You know, some people called it going not dribble. Some people, or actually some of the games called it going not dribble because it meant for a forceful dribble. And Chokusenteki would be the actual correct term for straight line dribble. But whatever, man. Whatever you want, run it. Anyways, that's pretty much it for all of these strikers. As you can see, they are all fairly similar. If you notice their stats, they're eerily similar. Mostly dribble shooters. This guy, though, a little bit more balanced on dribble and pass. You know, 9,000, 8,900. He's a little worse at passing, 8,600. He's a little worse passing, 8,600. So Hyuga and Schneider are almost identical in a lot of ways. They're almost the same character with different skills. But now, Schneider has Neo Fire Shot, which again, 475, 435. Schneider has Hyuga has Raiju Shot, which is 475 but 505. That's real expensive. And ultimately, Santana kind of got, you know, shafted with Skywing Shot. He got the 465, 475 shot. Kind of rude. It is what it is. Not everyone can be Schneider, so efficient at their life. So anyways, guys, thank you all for coming out of here. I appreciate you all. I appreciate your support. I hope you enjoyed this presentation as usual. If you have anything interesting to say, you want to leave some comments, you want to leave some cool stuff, make sure you go down there into the comments, leave me a comment. Make sure to click like if you like this video. Make sure you subscribe and click on the little bell so you hear my my stuff. And now I did notice though that there is something that we have to talk about, and that's that people don't know how to become a member. And the problem with becoming a member is that you have to do it through gaming.youtube.com. I did mention stuff about members before, so we're gonna actually go to gaming.youtube.com and we're gonna go /nothingxs, right? And so people don't know about this, but you are able to join the stream now. If you click here, basically for $4.99 a month, you can support the channel. You're gonna get like a cool little emoji, access to emoji in my chat and in other chats, I do believe. If you watch like Chi Games or something, or Bay or Sis Bros, something like that, Jato-kun, you know, you'll have access to some emojis. Also, when you're in the chat, you'll have a custom badge. I've got little badges. Hopefully, we'll be able to show them at some point soon. But those little cool little badges, what they you know, they signify how long you've been in the chat. For people who haven't supported me before, it's the first time, they'll get a little blue one. If you've been in for like a month, you get a R badge. If you've been in for a little longer, you're gonna get an SR badge, then you get an SSR badge, and then you get a cool rainbow UR badge. And the cool rainbow UR badge actually happens when you supported me for a year. So no one's gonna have that one yet, but hopefully, guys, will be here long enough, and someone will be here with me long enough that you'll get to see it, right? And then I'll have to make one for 2 years, and then that'll be maybe the hidden ability UR. I'll slap a little hexagon on it. It'll be cool. But you know, it helps me when it comes to making all this content. It helps pull stuff so that I can get more units. I can show you how they work and stuff like that. Also, I hope you guys enjoyed this, the Dream Team Players Guide, Player Evaluation, Skill Advantage, and Stats. Please check it out. It'll be one of the 2 videos here linked. I want to know what you guys thought of it and if it helped you. These videos will always be a lot more long form than the videos that are my Dream Team analysis, and those already kind of ran for long. Those tend to be 20-minute videos because I go on several tangents, and it is what it is. Also, I wanted to give a shout out to Bay TV, because Bay TV actually had a match with me, and where are you, my dude? There you are. Bay TV, he and I had a game right here, and I'm not gonna like there you go, right? It's a video between him and I, and no crap, no spoilers. I'm gonna put something over the score so you can't see it, but go check that video out, and go check out Bay TV's channel out. He's a good friend, and I just honestly, I love talking Captain Tsubasa with him, and I really appreciate his content, and his content's one of the things that really helped me get into this game. So anyways, guys, thanks for coming out here. I hope you enjoyed everything. See you guys later.